And here's something I came up with a little while back. I felt like sharing with y'all. Extra space you don't see a purpose for. This is an old broken pallet strip, one that was going to be thrown away, and just some regular cans from dinners, and screw it all together and put it on the wall. And as you can see, we use it for office supplies right here. Really coming in here to show one, but yeah, as you can see what I got on the wall here, little separators, and throw your extra condiments in there and use them as you go. And that's what we do with that one. It's doing pretty good right here in this little spot that was never going to be used for anything. And this is holding up pretty well, Just figured I'd share that too. Now, if you really are thinking outside of the box, and you happen to have a few of these, yes. If you know what these are right here. These are classic original Nintendo cartridge cases. They were going to be thrown away, and I ended up finding a purpose in this corner in my garage to repurpose them for holding more office supplies. The thing was organized, color coded, and sectionated for level. And as you can tell, it worked because there's hardly anything left. But yeah, you can repurpose your old Nintendo cases, and that's what I did here. Instead of throwing them away, feeling like they're, you ain't got no use for them. Well, you find a use. Like I've been saying, use what you got. How's it going, y'all? Yeah. Today, because we still got plenty of that good strong wind going on, and blows and gusts. You never know how hard it's going to hit until it hits sometimes. That's just the way it is. Anyway, we got the brick backed up here to the garage door. Here's how I'm using them hooks. I don't know if y'all have seen this or not, but yeah, they've been sitting up there since I've actually drilled them in, and nothing's coming loose there. We get ready to add some more stuff here to the brick. Alright, as you can tell here, I've got some sleeping bags in here because I wish to do some overlanding with this, or some camping out. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Plus, it's Wyoming. This is an old cargo net that came off of my wife's Jeep Wagoneer. She had a red one at one time, but her back, doesn't allow stick shift anymore like that, especially that rugged Jeep that she had. It was a nice one. At least repurpose this cargo net since it did not go with the Jeep. And I think I got an idea here what I plan to do. Now, since I already came out here, I already opened the spare tire jack component area up and filled it up with all the extra spare parts to this truck that I happen to have that fits me. This way I know where it's all at. And trust me, there's plenty in there. Plenty of space. I'm going to attempt to hang it up by hooking it up somehow off of this wall to this wall and having it hang sideways right here for extra cargo space up here in the air instead of on the ground. And we're going to see how we're going to do that. Kind of an oddball shape, but we're going to actually zip tie up some of the netting here to contort it for the angle and space I need. Okay, that side's done. When you get in the vehicle, put something down to catch all your shavings. Might be a smart idea. Also, what I'm using here to drill out the plastic is just a step drill bit. Comes in a pack of 3 from Harbor Freight, pretty cheap. And yeah, it works pretty well in my opinion. And that's how we got it hanging right now, people. Both sides. You know what? Before I go to tether it up, I got an idea. Holy cow! I wouldn't have believed it unless I've seen and done it myself. I got 3, not small, 3 full-size sleeping bags tucked in on that. And I still got room right here in my cargo net for extra packaging and whatever on top. But that frees up the floor. Whew. That was exhausting. I'm spent. But yeah, that's it. I think I'm gonna handle that for a bit, and that's where we're at on that. Yeah. Now that I'm outside of the vehicle and I've cleaned it up in here, that is honestly looking good. That is really cool. I love that. Like I said, this was I'm not sure where. I wanted to say this was a cargo netting for the back of my wife's Jeep Wrangler. I ended up repurposing it here. I'm not sure, but heck, it works. That's all I got to say. I'm happy with that. And hanging on the other door hook is one of my kids' old lunchbox. I converted it over to holding jumper cables. Yep, that's where we're at on that too. Of course you're gonna give me something else to repair. Well, I sure as heck can't just leave it like this. And for right now, I'd say that done. Just come back out here and fix that when it's a calmer day. I might even take care of some of the fence line too and show that. Who knows, we'll see, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, now that I got a better day, it actually warmed up. The sun decided to come out and give me a little warmth. Believe it or not, we actually had snow flurries about, I don't know, 2-3 hours ago. And I'm gonna take advantage of this, and we're gonna flip this door and put it up here a little different, because before, if you look up here on the board here that I patched up here, this is where it used to hinge out this direction. The wind usually blows from the west straight through to the east. Whenever this thing does happen to open up, it would flop and go this direction. So now I'm going to put the hinge on this side, this way, all the wind, even if the lock was to not even be on the gate for some reason, it would always just blow closed. And that's where we're going with that. Another fun fact here, this old gate that you see in front of you, actually an old pallet strip. Yes, it was actually made, and I found this in the back when I was picking up some pallets. And it's worked quite fine for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, so it's working. And this is how I've got her hung. It's gonna work for me. And this actually, it stops. It doesn't even go all the way in. Next step. Okay, I'm back. Had to take my son to work. This is the deal right here. Put an extra block up there because it was only blocking at the bottom. And we're gonna go from there. I'd figured let's screw this back in right here. That also adds as a top block right there. So she's getting blocked from the bottom, middle, and top down from getting pulled in whatsoever. The name of the game for me here is to use what you got and repurpose it again. Okay, with this gate, it was all set up off of this right here, okay? This little bolt. And what I did is this catch right here was the old school, I guess it would be a Pioneer style latch, or even prior to that, to where it came down and locked in front. And I just used an old pallet strip for that. One of these, and just would come over. And same with that 2x4. It was all part of this whole deal, and I had it all set up right here, you know, for an open and closed latch lock. Situation is like I said, is when the wind comes and it blew out, it just swings this straight that direction and snaps it off, especially when you get 50+ mile-an-hour winds that come one direction. Got some more of this mule tape we're going to put to another project here. Tie a knot and screw it in the threads of the fabric on this mule tape, and we're going to go from there. And yeah, that's going to be the lock. We're going to put a couple knots right here. Okay, let's give a show. Let's see how this thing works. Super little grab, Got the knots where I need to. Pull her tight, right over the edge. She's locked in place. And for the little tab, just hang it on the screw so the wind don't blow it out all over the place. Need to leave, unhook, pull out, up. There you go. I ended up switching this door from one side to the other. Flipped it upside down. The only thing I had to actually replace was get a new pallet strip that broke. And instead of putting it on this side, I put it on this side. This gate actually it's some sort of a pallet strip, but not one that you would just catch at Walmart or something. This actually is packaging for probably a window or some sort of other fragile material, to where they actually had to build this structure to support it. I'm gonna say it is from a window. You could find these usually in the back of Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those type of places. Yeah, I got me one, and this is what I did with it. One thing that I haven't been able to do in a while that I'm actually proud to see now that I'm finished with that gate is I don't see a smoke haze at all in the air. Beautiful. Now that's what I'm talking about. And that's where we're at on that. See you on the next flip-flop.